Hello everyone, welcome all of you to Tutor Online. So today we are going to discuss about binomial distribution. So binomial distribution can be applied to find the probability of discrete random variables which have two outcomes. And there are specific conditions which need to be satisfied when it comes to binomial distribution. The first condition is it has to be a random experiment which is performed under the same condition. That means n, which is the number of trials, should be fixed. And the outcomes of each trial can be a success or a failure. So the probability of success, we call it as P. And the probability of failure, we call 1 minus P, O, which is equals to Q. And the probability of occurring success should be constant. And all the trials should be independent. That means occurring of one trial should not affect the occurrence of another trial. That's what it means. The trials are independent. So these are the conditions which need to be satisfied in order to perform a binomial distribution. Then these are the characteristics of binomial distribution. So if you take mean of a binomial distribution, will be equals to NP. And the variance of a binomial distribution will be equals to N into P into Q. So if you take the standard deviation, it will be the square root of the variance, which is square root NPQ. And always for binomial distributions, mean will be greater than variance. And the skewness of the binomial distribution will depend on P, which means the probability of success. So if the probability of success is equals to 0.5, we call it a symmetrical distribution, where the skewness is 0, so the distribution is symmetrical. And if the P is less than 0.5, we call it as positively skewed distribution, where the distribution is like this. And if the P is less than 0.5, we call it a negatively skewed distribution, where the distribution will be like this, right? So this is how the skewness of a binomial distribution depends based on P value. Now let's discuss about the probability function of the binomial distribution. So the probability function can be written like this. Px is equals to NCx into P to the power x into Q to the power n minus x. So that will be the probability function of a binomial distribution. And x will be equals to the values which the random variable can take. That means that x can be either 1, 2, 0, likewise. And P means the probability of occurring success. And Q means the probability of occurring failure, which means 1 minus P. And N refers to the number of trials. So if the random variable x can take binomial distribution with parameters N and P, then you can write it like this. So you can write it like this. X is binomially distributed with the parameters N, P. So this is how you can write. So this N and P are called parameters. Okay, now let's do an example. So let's say you have X is binomially distributed with N equals 4 and P equals 0.2. So let's say your random variable X can take values 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's say your X can take values like this. And in the first question, they're asking find EX. That means the expected value of the random variable X, which means they're asking for the mean. So I gave the equation before. In binomial distributions, I said that mean is equals to NP. So how to find EX? You have to multiply. You have to multiply 4 by 0.2. Then you will get the answer as 0.8. So this is how you find EX, which is the mean. And if they ask you to find VAX, which means the variance, that is equals to NPQ. So now you know the answer for NP, which is 0.8. So Q means 1 minus P. So that means 1 minus 0.2. So when you multiply 0.8 by 0.8, you get 0.64 as the variance. Now, if they have asked to find the probability when x equals 0, how to find that? Let's see. So then you have to use the formula or the equation, which is Px equals to NCx P to the power x into Q to the power n minus x. So here Px equals 0, n is 4, 4c is 0, into P means 0.2 to the power 0 into Q means 0.8 to the power 4 minus 0. Now you have to solve this. So here 4C0 means you should know how to solve combinations. So how to solve combinations? 4 factorials divided by, here since you have 0, you put 4 factorial, which you can cut off, so it will get 1. 0.2 to the power 0, answer is 1. And 0.8 to the power 4, when you multiply and when you get the power, you will get 0.4096. So when you multiply this, answer will be 0.4096. So this is the probability of getting x as 0. Now if you want to find the probability of x greater than or equal to 3, then how to find that? So that means they are asking the probability of getting 3 and 4, which means you need to get P3 and P4. So first, let's take P3. That means when x equals to 3, n is 4, 4z3 into 0.2 to the power 3 into 0.8 to the power 4 minus 3. So when you solve this, here 4 factorial, 3 factorial, 1 factorial, here you get 0.008, here 0.8. So here you get the answer as 4 into 0.008 into 0.8. So the answer will be 0.0256. Now let's find the probability when x equals to 4. So when x equals 4, 4c4 into 0.2 to the power 4 into 0.8 to the power 4 minus 4. So here the answer is 1. 0.2 to the power 4, you get 0.0016 into 0.8 to the power 0. Answer is here 1. So altogether answer is 0.0016. So that is the probability of getting x as 4. So since you have to get P3 and P4, you need to get the addition. So for P3, what was the answer we got? 0.0256. And for P4, we got 0.0016. So the addition of these two, you will get 0.0272. So this is the answer. Now let's look at another question. So if x is a random variable such that x is binomial distributed with n and p as the parameters, and they have given ex equal 2.4 and the probability of success equals 0.3. So we have to find n and the standard deviation of x. So since we have given ex as 2.4, which means we can say np is equals to 2.4. So if np equals 2.4, that means n into p equal 2.4. And we know the answer for p. It's 0.3. So when you divide both sides by 0.3, you can get the answer for n, which will be 8. And how to find the standard deviation? It's the root of np cube, which means 8 into 0.3. So q means 1 minus p, so 0.7. And the root. So when you get the answer for this, you will get 1.68 root. So the answer will be 1.296. So that's all for today, and let's meet with another session. Thank you.